Here are 10 things I wish I'd known before I played Bloons TD6. Definitely before I spent 1,000 hours on the game. And the first thing I wish I'd known is that Apocalypse is random. And this means that every single round of Apocalypse you play will be different than the other rounds, so when it comes to seeing a guide on a particular level, odds are you're gonna have to repeat that guide multiple times to win, unless the guide is somehow Apocalypse proof. The next thing I wish I'd learned, well I did end up learning eventually, is save your cash. So as you're playing Bloons Tower Defense 6, when you lose, it's very tempting to press the 100, to get a continue. Never do that. Save up your cash, and the reason for it is you want to be able to buy all the heroes you need. Now I've managed to save up enough to get the skins as well, but you want to be able to do it because the heroes will come in very useful in the later game. Which brings me on to the next thing I wish I'd known. Buy Soda very early. Make sure you get Soda as your first champion, maybe followed by a Geraldo, but definitely go for a Soda, and here's why. So let's say you're going through your journey, you're onto the resort, and you're trying out that hard game, you think you can do it, you're preparing. Here's how to win. You drop Soda here. The beauty of Soda is she has camo to start. As you'll see right here, she can pop camo at level 1, so even if you don't have the monkey knowledge to get her to start at level 3, you're good to go. Now I know what you're thinking, hey, what about lead balloons? So let's take her to round 28, where the first leads show up. Oh look, she has an ability. You use it, no problem. And that's why definitely rush Soda. The first 2,500 or 5,000 that you need to get her, and keep going. And moving from that is to learn your rounds. So let's say we're playing a round on hard. Now, unlike what you might think, you don't actually want to plan for every single round, but what the rounds you do want to plan for are as follows. You want to make sure you have a strategy for round 24, because you're going to get yourself a beautiful camo coming in. And if you're playing on chimps, you're going to lose right away. If you're playing on impossible, you're going to lose right away if you don't have anything with camo detection, which is why we get Soda. And then you also want to be prepared for rounds 28 and 30, because these are the rounds that will give you a lot of leads. Here we go, like we see here. Again, if you have Soda, you have her ability. She'll take care of those like it's nothing. Just let me show you. There we go. See that? And then finally, you want to be prepared for the first Moab on round 40, which is usually the big decider between whether or not you're actually going to win a game. And then moving from that, you want to know about round 59, which is the first time you'll encounter camo leads, as we see right here. Again, if you have Soda, you use her ability and she'll take care of the camo leads. Granted, I hope by this point you have something else you're using, and let's keep it going. And then finally, the obvious ones like round 60 for the BFB, for this little bad boy. And then round 63, you need to be prepared for these rushes you're gonna get. And then finally round 95, where you're gonna get a lot of these guys. So if you're based off magic monkeys, you're definitely gonna lose this round. A lot of these purple regrows, and then you're gonna get a bunch of DDTs coming in with the fortified Moabs. And the next thing I wish I'd known is the 3 Dart Monkeys start on chimps. So when you're playing chimps, usually if you can afford your hero right off the bat, get your hero. If you can't, you want to be able to get yourself 3 Dart Monkeys and position them somewhere where they'll do a lot of damage, and that'll give you enough time to collect money and then eventually buy whatever hero you have. Again, if your hero's not Soda, you're making a huge mistake unless it's an expert level or some advanced levels. And then the next one, and the very important one, is to learn how to farm. So a lot of people, what you'll see a lot of professionals do is they'll go all the way to marketplace and they might get an increased production, greater production. Now this is a good setup to have. However, depending on how you're playing it, I sometimes like to go with a long life valuable monkey bank, and then so I don't have to manage them, because I'll probably have like 20 monkey banks running at the same time. You get easy collect and banana salvage. So now whenever your monkey bank fills up, like you see this one, it's generating 20, but the monkey bank is actually collecting that, and the monkey bank grows exponentially, which is why I like to use them. And then finally, when you get to the elite bosses type challenges, you're going to see a lot of people using the banana research facility upgrade. And again, you can use this with banana salvage if you don't want to micro, or if you don't mind microing, you can get the valuable bananas upgrade. And again, for the banana research facility, that's going to be this right here. You've seen it get to here, but very rarely, and then just keep that going. And then whenever you're playing, so the next piece of advice, is whenever you're playing half cash, it's always important to learn about what cheap upgrades you can get. So when it comes, for example, to the Dart Monkey, with the Dart Monkey, you can get pretty far, all the way to here actually, with just over 3k in payments. And this right here is good enough to usually pop a Moab. So just to prove my point, here's that Dart Monkey, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna go, let's say a quick shots, very quick shots. Let's send in that Moab, and because this little guy here does crits, he should be able to take out the Moab and a good portion of the ceramics. And then that combined with, for example, the boomerang monkey right here, which is also very cheap to upgrade. For example, if you're going to the Morglaives, it'll take you roughly 5k to get to this point. If you want, bundle it with a longer range rings and red hot rings, and we'll show you the power of that. So that upgrade alone is nearly enough to take out round 63. So let's show you that right here. So round 63 is among the tougher rounds. With that alone, now if you bundle that with a hero, you can probably do a lot of damage. And then another important one would be your bomb shooter. For the bomb shooter, I definitely recommend the recursive cluster pathway with the missile launcher upgrade. Now I know usually you'll see people getting the heavy bombs. I think with the increased attack speed, it's done me more good. So you go extra range, frag bombs, cluster bombs, recursive cluster, faster reload, missile launcher. Usually you want to set it to strong, but with this, you'll be able to take out quite a bit. And like I was mentioning about round 63 here, we've probably paid around 10k in cash, which you'll definitely get very easily in half cash. And look at round 63, we barely let in anything at the end. You see that? Little red ones. Oh, that was even taken down, so not even that went through. Just these two. And moving on to the next point. And then this one hits pretty close to home because after uploading almost just over 300 tutorials and how-tos, it is very important not to forget that Ninja Kiwi will occasionally, not occasionally, actually quite more often than that, patch the game. So they'll nerf some characters, they'll buff some characters, so not all tutorials will work all the time. That's why it's important to keep updated with what they're doing and then moving on to the next. And the next point is that buffs are your best friend. So let's take for example this beautiful dart monkey right here. We're gonna get him all the way to tier 5 crossbow master and then quick shots and very quick shots. So a hefty round like round 95 is gonna be pretty difficult for him. You're gonna see all this coming through. He's gonna be leaking, that's fine. However, let's say for example you had him buffed with the monkey village right here. Now the monkey village has a buff that goes all the way to primary mentoring, maybe even a primary expertise, right? You can get yourself grow blocker as well. We don't need radar scanner, but I'm going to get it for the fun of it. And now just with that one tower buffing this guy right here, let's see how he does against round 95. Sorry, just a sec. Putting another one in here. For this one, for example, we're going to go radar scanner, monkey intelligence bureau, call to arms, homeland defense. And then just for the fun of it, we're going to give him an alchemist friend right here. That's also going to buff him all the way to the top. And now let's see how he does against round 95. And if you look at him, he's not even struggling, right? And you can do this fairly cheaply. So buffs are very crucial. They're very important if you're trying to get far. And moving on to the next point. And now on to the final point. Now I don't have the points spent, but monkey knowledge is crucially important. And the reason for that is, for example, some of these upgrades will let you start with heroes that are a higher level. For example, this one right here. So empowered heroes, you get to start with heroes level 3. If you go to the magic upgrades, if you get the there can only be one upgrade, then you can get yourself the vengeful sun god. Don't want to do that? You can upgrade your primaries, and with your primaries, if you get to the very end, you can get a free dart monkey or a free glue gunner, and then you get to start with more cash every round. So that's why it's very important if you're looking to get far in the game to get your monkey knowledge set up. You're going to hear a lot of people that have preferences. They say, oh, upgrade the heroes first, upgrade the primaries, maybe focus on magic or military. However, my honest advice is it depends on your playstyle. So with my playstyle, I would probably get heroes because I like to focus a lot on, for example, if I'm using Geraldo or using Soda, I'd probably go there, but that's different per person. Now I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that like button, consider subscribing. I upload every single day, and have a good one, guys. Bye now.